Hi, I'm Jenny T with MakingRomanShades.com. How far apart do I space my rings? That's a good question. Spacing your Roman shade rings can vary based on the style of your Roman shade. Now, we're going to assume that you're talking about a flat Roman shade. The rule of thumb, if you don't want to do any math, the rule of thumb would be to space your rings going up your Roman shade every 6 inches. Now, if you want your bottom hem to fold up evenly with the rest of your folds when you raise your Roman shade, then you'll want your first set of rings to be 3 inches from the bottom hem, and then every 6 inches up. Okay, that's the easiest standard way to space your rings without doing any math. And a 6-inch spacing will give you a nice 3-inch fold depth, size of pleat, and that's a very standard size, really very nice. Okay, so that if you don't want to do any math, just go ahead and start 3 inches and then 6 inches all the way up your Roman shade. Now, if you are wanting to do something a little bit more on the professional side, a little bit more exact, you want your pleats to be more even spaced so that your last pleat is as even as your first pleat. Okay, now if you do every 6 inches and you don't have an exact even number of 63, then you're going to have this off pleat at the end. To figure out how far apart you want to space your Roman shade rings, you need to have an idea of the number of pleats. Now, you may not know yet the number of pleats, but you kind of have to start somewhere, and you start with the number of pleats, you do a little bit of math, and then you figure out how deep you want your pleats to be. Now, again, as I had said, a standard pleat size is about 6 inches. Maybe you want something bigger, more like 8 to 10 inches. So it's good to know what is it your goal is for your pleat size. Okay, so let me give you an example. I'm going to refer here to a worksheet I have in front of me, and it says here the finished length of my Roman shade is 62 inches. And I think I want about 10 pleats. So I'm going to divide 62 inches by 9.5. Not 10, 9.5. That half is the half pleat at the bottom of the Roman shade, so that when I pull everything up, the bottom edge pleats up evenly with everything else. Okay, so 62 inches divided by 9.5, and I get 6.5 inches. Which is about a standard size pleat. So I would space all of my rings 6.5 inches apart going up my Roman shade. But the first row of rings would be half that. It would be 3.25 inch for the first row of rings, and then 6.5 all the way up. And then my pleats would be even from the first pleat to the very top pleat. So that's how you would do that. If you liked this video, I have 20 more videos just like this one, with quick and easy tips, tricks, and techniques for making Roman shades. To get this information, simply visit MakingRomanShades.com/free gift. So up at the top of your browser, go ahead and type www.MakingRomanShades.com/free gift, and you'll get instant access to 20 more videos on how to make Roman shades.